How do you make situations better and not worse? My guess is you try often to make things better. You want to make things better for yourself and for other people, but sometimes situations are so complex, emotions are running high, there's so much at stake that it can feel like there is no way to make it better, or that it's kind of so complicated that you're unsure what actually will help the situation. Or maybe you feel like you don't have really any control. And so in all of those instances, when we feel like, well, there's only certain things I can control, or they're really like, I don't even know what to do, how do we make it better? How do we make a situation better and not worse? The Dalai Lama says, our prime purpose in this life is to help others. And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. All right, so that's a pretty good mindset. That's some good wisdom right there about, all right, if we're dealing with something, what does it mean to not hurt somebody else? What does it mean to be as helpful as possible? And then we get a little more wisdom about this out of Proverbs that kind of gives us an added layer. Angry people stir up conflict. Hot heads cause much offense. Pride lays people low, but those of humble spirit gain honor. Okay, so right there, like what can make a situation worse? Well, angry people, right, stir up conflict. Hotheads, right, they pop off. You overreact. You kind of like your emotions are running high, and so you respond before thinking. Pride, that ego, got to be right kind of things. But then those of humble spirit gain honor. And humble spirit here is a sense of, you know what, I don't have all the answers, and maybe I need to be open to different perspectives. It also is a sense of, all right, what is God's will in this and not my own? And so when we're thinking about that, of how do I make this situation better, I'm going, all right, what is God's will in this and not my own? What do I need to pull back on? Maybe I don't need to be so angry. Maybe I need to think a little longer before I speak. Or like, you know what, is my ego getting in the way? Do I need to be right? Am I trying to win the conversation? Am I trying to win the fight? So a moment here of being able to take stock of these four things, and what are we doing? What are we falling into? And what are we not? What do we need to do so that we don't do those things that maybe just they keep getting in the way of helping the situation or making something better, or even helping ourselves just feel better about what we are doing? As the writer Wayne Dyer says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That whole different perspective. That when we get humble in spirit, when we're looking for God's will and not our own, we begin to change our perspective about things of, all right, what can I really do to help make the situation better, or at least not make it any worse? So the challenge today, what are the things that you will start to practice? What are the things you need to go, you know what, I'm done with that? What are the things you are willing to change about your perspective that can help others, that can help the situation, that can make things better instead of worse? Pray with me. Merciful God, so many things happen in our day that can bring us great highs, lows, and everything in between. Life is not easy, sometimes confusing, and at other points downright troublesome. Help us in whatever situations we are facing to be helpful in our approach, to be open to a multitude of perspectives, and to discover your will and to set aside our own. Amen.